What's going on, guys? I'm that cologne guy E, and this is Simply Put Sensa. And on this channel, we talk about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. And my goal is to help you save time and money by helping you smell your best, but never basic, never normal. That's too easy, that's too simple. So I want to share with you all my amazing guest, the woman at Loewe at Bergdorf Goodman, Tannis Isaacs. How are you doing, Tannis?
I'm doing wonderful.
I'm so glad to have you on the channel.
I'm glad to be here. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, we've been scheming on this for a while.
For a minute,
you know?
For sure.
Guys, if you're ever in Bergdorf Goodman and you don't see me, please check Tannis. Tannis is the, like when I tell you the brains, literally holding down the only Loewe counter in the country.
Yeah, in North America.
Literally,
yeah,
the only place you can get Loewe perfume.
Yeah.
Officially.
Officially, yes.
You know, because, people got their little ways.
Yeah, we do have some pop-ups that we have going on right now. So, for example, there's a pop-up in Atlanta, Neiman Marcus.
Sick.
And there'll be some more popping up around the state. So you'll definitely be able to get your fix. But we are definitely the first. It's like the flagship. So I would definitely start here.
So Loewe is like one of the most popular fashion houses in the world of fashion currently. But they've been making perfumes. I mean, they've been doing their thing in fragrance for many, many years. And people don't really know that, especially in the North American market. We're we're familiar with Loewe fragrances, especially as fragrance nerds out there. But, it's really hard to experience Loewe fragrances in this country. How has business been since you guys have launched in the store?
That's a great question. So yes, we've been making fragrances for a little over 50 years now.
Literally.
Yes.
The first fragrance I ever smelled was like Loewe Pour Homme, which was like made in 75 or something like that?
Yeah, I believe 74. So that was the second fragrance that we created.
Wow.
We started making Elle for Loewe, which was a fragrance that Loewe created for like special customers. He only made like very limited quantities, and it just kind of caught. People loved it and they wanted more. So here we are. Right.
Wow. So now that you're in the store, what would you say is the aesthetic of Loewe? How do you, because I like to describe brands in their kind of broad aesthetic. Like I look at Detique as the house of flowers. I look at like Roja is the house of bougie. No, I'm playing. But no, if you would describe Loewe, what would you say that would be?
Well, I think as soon as you walk to the space, you definitely see that it's different than anything that is on the floor, right? You definitely see the distinction. And it's a replication of the Casa Loewe that they have in Spain, because that's where the brand originated from, which is in Madrid.
Spain.
So we like to say that we are lovers of art and we are masters of nature. So when you look at our space, you'll definitely see a lot of the artistic touches. Every piece in the boutique is meant to be a collector's item.
Wow.
Right? So it's meant to just be, we don't like to call them perfumes. We don't like to call the candles candles. We like to call them pieces.
Pieces.
Because the idea is that you're collecting something, right? It's something of value, and it's something that you incorporate within your lifestyle.
I absolutely love that. Yay, I am back. What's going on, Jason? Sorry guys that I was around. This is the first video that I've done, I think, since like early January.
Oh, wow.
And the reason being is that I had a little hiatus, guys. Like, I'm going to talk to you all about the reasons why I was gone. There's a good reason for it, and I cannot wait to share with you. We'll get into that a little later, but everything right now is all about Loewe. So let's just focus on that for now. So I am really, really curious to know. So we're going to focus on, I wanted to share with you all a couple of Loewe's newest fragrances, and then we were going to go forward and I wanted to share my 5 favorite fragrances for the upcoming seasons that we're about to go through, spring and summer. And Tannis is going to share with us her 5 favorite fragrances, or her 5 suggestions, because I'm sure she has way more than 5 favorites at Loewe. I kind of do too, I have to be honest.
It was hard.
It was really tough for me to like come up with just 5. So I kind of cheated. I have a couple of extras, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for coming through. I hope you're all well. Thank you guys so much for being here on this amazing, beautiful day. I mean, it is ridiculously beautiful. I wish I didn't bring a coat almost, you know.
Right? I did too. Yes.
Okay, so I would love to, what would you like to share with us about Loewe?
Well, I mean, let's get into something new, right?
Let's go into the new
I love
fragrances.
newness,
All
right? So that's one thing about Loewe is that we are always having something new. We always want to keep the client excited. We always want to keep them engaged. So we do have 2 new fragrances for the season that I'd love to share with you all.
I'm curious, if I were to say Loewe, I interpret Loewe as like the house of fresh. That's a little too easy, and I think a little too specific. But one of the things that I notice about Loewe is that the fresh fragrances made by Loewe are a way step above most fresh fragrances that I've smelled in the world of perfume. Typically, guys, when and I'm sure you all know this, when you smell fresh fragrances, they feel almost like been there, done that. They feel like, stuff it's like, a lot of times they're not sophisticated. A lot of times they just feel like everyone has the same fragrance and they're a different brand. But one of the things that I find about Loewe is that a lot of the fragrances are fresh. I mean, in Spain it's warm.
Yeah.
So I would say that they make a lot of fragrances that are conducive for the Spanish wearer or the person that lives in Spain, and I think it's really, really, that's just my interpretation, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I just find that the freshies from Loewe are just on another level in terms of character, sophistication, quality, notes. Like, they're just really, really well thought of. And so we're going to share 2 new fragrances from Loewe that I believe you would describe as fresh.
I would describe them as fresh, but there's one thing that I really would like to convey about Loewe. I mean, it's hard to put it into one word, right? Because it's so broad, right? So I would definitely, if you think about the fragrance collection on the whole, I would think about botanical. That's what you want to think about, because we call it our botanical rainbow. So it is an ode to nature. And that's one thing that, for people that have never experienced Loewe, or the people that have, that's one of the things I'd love to leave you with, to know that it is a botanical rainbow and it is an ode to nature, because
I like that.
We owe nature everything.
I love that.
We love to celebrate that.
Okay, let's go. Without no further ado, guys, we're about to jump into the newness within the Loewe house, and I'm really excited to talk about these.
Right. So, these are the 2 new fragrances, and one thing about our fragrances is that they are inspired by the elements of nature. So you have agua, which is inspired by water, specifically light-hitting water. So everything, like you said, clean, fresh, energetic. That's what you want to think about when you think about anything in the agua collection, right? Invigorating.
Sick.
Then we have Solo, which represents the sun. And Solo also represents balance as well, balancing of the equilibrium. So this is also, all the collections have personalities to them, right? They all fit with different personality types, styles. And so when you think about what fragrance that you want to wear, it's funny how certain personalities attract certain collections.
So true.
And it's very organic and very magical that way.
True. You can tell a lot about a person based on their fragrance choices.
Oh, absolutely.
You really can. People don't realize that, but you can tell a lot about a person based on their fragrance taste. But so, do you have, out of the 2, I have to say I love both, and they're both interesting, and they're both beautiful in completely different ways. How would you describe Vulcan?
Well, Vulcan. Okay, so Vulcan is, it's nothing that I've ever experienced. And one thing I will say about Loewe fragrances, I've been in the fragrance industry for quite some time. And usually you run into twin scents. You say, oh, this smells like this, or that smells like that.
Yes.
With Loewe, there's no twin scent, I promise you. There's nothing that you can experience within Loewe and say, oh, it smells like this perfumer. It doesn't happen. In my opinion, right? I gotta say that, right? I gotta preface it by saying, in my opinion.
Oh, no.
And I'm not being biased. I'm for real. So the Vulcan, to me, this is a very different scent for us, because it's very herbaceous, but at the same time, very clean in a way, because this features thyme.
Yes.
It features vetiver. It also has a signature Loewe accord that we use in all of our new fragrances. And that accord is like our trademark. You know, that's how you know that it's a Loewe fragrance if it features the new accord, which also has a rock rose, a Spanish rock rose. So, yeah.
I gotta tell you, this is green.
I love it.
To my nose. The thyme is coming out, but it doesn't remind me of a salad. You know, you're not gonna feel like you like are rubbing like your pantry all over your skin. Like this is not like oregano green. It's aromatic. It's definitely in that green world, but as she mentioned, very, very botanical leaning. It literally smells like you're walking through greenery.
It's beautiful.
It's fascinating. I find this to be really, really unique and interesting. It doesn't come across sweet. There is what are the notes again?
So you're getting thyme, you're getting vetiver, you're also getting the Loewe accord, which features the Spanish rock rose.
Right. And
you're also getting lavender in this as well.
Oh, okay. Modern. I definitely would describe this as modern and very, very interesting. Out of the two, I was really, really shocked with this one. I think a lot of people over men and women can easily wear it.
Oh yeah.
But I think a lot of guys will find this to be.
Definitely. All of the scents from Loewe are gender neutral, so anyone can wear any scent. So we're not really relegated to man, woman. Everything is for everyone. It's the rainbow. So.
I hear that. Yeah, Vulcan is like definitely a scent that I would consider trying if you're a fan of green fragrances, you love freshies that have like a unique green spin, I would definitely consider Vulcan. It is beautiful. It has like, it almost comes across like as it dries on me, I get almost a really, really expensive, I don't like to say soap, but it almost comes across soapy on my skin as it dries down. That could be coming from the vetiver in the scent.
It could be.
And I love the way a clean vetiver smells, especially in the spring and summer. This will absolutely do an amazing job for those of you who like a sophisticated freshie. Now, I am a huge fan of the next scent. Please talk to us about Drop.
So this is Agua Drop. This is very special. You know, in the perfume world, typically when fragrances lead with the citrus notes, they tend to be eau de toilette. They tend to not be as concentrated, but this is an eau de parfum. Okay. So this is a beautiful scent that you can wear as you know, when the temperatures start to rise and you want something very fresh and you want a little citrus, you don't have to worry about the concentration not lasting on your skin. Okay. This is going to stick with you all day because it is an eau de parfum, which I think is fantastic, especially as we're approaching spring and summer. That's what you're going to want.
Oh yeah. This was major for me, guys.
Yes, this is beautiful.
This was major for me, guys. I mean, for those of you out there who are a fan of, let's say, fragrances like Brand Homme, cologne, if you're a fan of citrusy like fragrances like Terre d'Hermès Eau Givrée, which just came out, I have to say, I find this to be very, very, very attractive. It's like one of my favorite citruses of the moment. I love that musky. Is there musk in the base of this?
So this scent is going to have your Italian bergamot. It has the orange absolute. And it also has the Loewe accord, which I spoke about, which features the Spanish rock rose.
Go in. Okay, so there is like, and as this dries down, I don't know if there's musk in this, but this is absolutely beautiful. It's natural. It's like it's a breath of fresh air. If I had to go through the lockdown over again, I would probably wear this on my skin every single day.
Well, now,
just because it would be that fragrance that would like make me feel less depressed. You know, I wouldn't feel like, you know, I think this is like the perfect fragrance. If you're in a bad mood, spray Drop and your day will go a lot smoother. It's just one of those fragrances that just makes you feel happy.
I have to agree, and that's what citrus notes do too. It's true. Also mood lifting, mood changing note in fragrance. Anytime you want to elevate your mood, it's always a suggestion that you do, you know, put on something that leads with more citrus notes. So I love that you picked up on that. And all of the, you know, everything is, you know, it's emotional. It's what you want to, you know, we always say, like, what do you want people to know about you based upon your fragrances, 100%. Right? What do you want to convey? So this is definitely a scent. If you want people to know that, hey, I'm happy, I'm in a good mood, you know, I got great energy. This is a great scent to wear. Yeah.
Oh, and guys, I notice a lot of times citrus fragrances, they start off really beautiful. They get you happy and you go and buy it, and then they break down in a really, really bad way, or in a way that's not as impressive as that opening. One of the things that I loved about Drop and Vulcan is the way they dry down. You know, they're not aggressive, but they do have a nice longevity to them. And I just love the way they live really beautiful as they dry down. They're not just like going to hit you in the beginning and get you all excited and then fall off a cliff after an hour. You know, they're really, really beautiful throughout the wear, which is, again, something that I really appreciate about Loewe and their penchant for beautiful freshies. So we talked about the two newies of the Loewe brand, and now I'd love to just go into our top 5.
Let's do it.
You know, now these are not going to be in any order, right?
No,
we're not going to put these in any order.
No. We don't need
they're
to do
5
that.
number ones. Like we're not gonna rank them 1 through 5. That's kind of like whatever. Been there, done that. I really had a hard time ranking them, so I'm not going to try. They're just all ones, but there are 5 of them.
I love that.
Right?
I
Let's
love
just
that.
keep it like that, right?
I love that.
So I would, ladies first, I would love to know what is your 5 like broad and...
I hope so. I really
I went
do.
with a lot of the men's stuff. But yeah, I went with a lot of like manly, well, a couple of them anyone could wear.
Well, yeah, because you have one over there that I was like, we'll share that one.
Okay,
There's one over there that we're gonna share, because I was like, okay, that one is definitely one for me as well.
Nice.
And again, no particular order.
No particular order.
So I'm gonna just
We'll
do
just move these
I'm gonna get a little nostalgic here.
Go
so I'm
on.
gonna actually start with the one that my first Loewe fragrance that I've ever gotten from the brand, and that I absolutely loved. I don't know how this fragrance was just picked for me, and it was like the perfect pick.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with the 001 Woman.
That is
Right?
okay.
And if you know, most people know about this particular fragrance. There's a 001 man and there's a 001 woman, right? And so I like to say that these are kind of signature scents for us. These were one of the scents that was created underneath Jonathan Anderson, which is our creative director.
He made these?
This was the inspiration. This was actually one of his creative direction scents that he did when he came into the brand. We do have our perfumer. Her name is Nuria Corrales, which is our nose for Loewe.
So wait a minute, really quick. Do you remember or do you know when she started with Loewe? Because obviously she didn't make the 1975 options.
No.
But she also reinterpreted the 1975 options. Would you say?
I don't want to say that, because I've never heard that she reinterpreted any of the fragrances.
Okay.
But she is our current nose for the brand. I believe she started in 2014 or 16. I might have like a few years short or more. So that's when she started. Super special. Very innovative for a fragrance brand. As you know, most noses tend to be men.
Literally.
So.
And I also love the fact that you have an in-house perfumer that literally just focuses on the aesthetic of Loewe.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I also love about Loewe as a brand, as a fragrance house. Their fragrances kind of match the clothing that they wear. Like the fragrances would match the purchaser of a Loewe outfit, in my opinion. And that's kind of rare, because in the world of perfume, like if you go to Armani, for instance, there are some brands where the fragrances do not match the style or the aesthetic of the brand at all. They're disconnected. Because, they're beauty brands like L'Oreal make it, not like Valentino.
Right.
Whereas with Loewe, you guys are doing everything in-house. So you have your own unique spin on fragrance, which is only coming from Loewe, which I think is special. Which is why I love Loewe.
Super cohesive.
Yes,
super
so
cohesive.
001 Woman, and this is the parfum.
This is the eau de parfum. It does come in an eau de toilette as well. So the thing with the 001, if you notice, everything is done very intentionally. All of the botanical rainbow collection comes in a block-shaped flask, and it has the wooden top, right? So that's also our ode to nature. And this one is clear. So you'll see the other fragrances, it's a rainbow, so they'll have different colors, but this one is clear because of the symbolism of this particular flask. So this is actually inspired by early morning light. So this is like what your window looks like when the light hits it, right? That's supposed to be the point. And then there's a man and woman, as I said before. It's inspired also by the morning after.
Okay.
So it's the
Okay.
They said it, I didn't, right?
Oh,
so
no. It's
this,
so European.
right, very, very romantic, right?
I love it.
So the idea is that this is the only Loewe fragrance that we make that we tell you that you can layer. We encourage you to layer, because what happens is that the morning after, that person smells like you smell like them, and then together you create your own scent.
I want you all to see my screen as she's sharing this, sharing information about this amazing scent. Continue, please.
Yeah. So the notes in here are linen, peony, jasmine, and musk. The special thing also between the man and woman is that they share 50% of the same ingredients, right?
Awesome.
So that's actually really cool too.
This is the scent that we are referring to, everyone. 00 Woman Parfum, which is a very, very lovely experience. And these are some of the ingredients that Fragrantica says it's in there. Sometimes they're wrong, we all know that. But yeah, really, really interesting.
It's a beautiful feminine floral scent.
I agree.
Yeah, it has a beautiful floral bouquet to it. I love peony flowers, so it was perfect for me personally. It was definitely a scent that you think of like femininity. I mean, and femininity can be described so many different ways. That is also very broad, you know, femininity can be anything. But for me, this definitely described my idea of femininity.
And the interesting thing is, guys, I know she said this, but I would wear this. I really don't care.
Absolutely.
I would wear this. Like, on my skin, it doesn't, I mean, I think on men, depending on your skin chemistry, you will definitely not allow this to smell like pretty on you. But I think it's absolutely amazing. And it's interesting because I have the counterpart to this. The choice that I went with was 001 Man Eau de Parfum, and I am a sucker for this scent. I just find it to be an amazing take on sandalwood.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know what's also kind of funny, guys, and a lot of people are going to laugh at this. I first found out about this fragrance from Jeremy Fragrance.
Oh.
So Jeremy Fragrance, before he kind of like went into some other vibes, to say the least, right? You know, before he went off into his tangents, like he was always looking for scents that the world needed to know about that didn't.
Yeah.
Many, many years ago. And he literally put on his audience. He only talked about it a little bit, but the way he talked about it was that this fragrance gets him so many compliments, so much attention and love. And when he talked about this fragrance, it was impossible to get in the United States. You could only get this fragrance when Jeremy was talking about it in Europe. So when I finally got my nose on this scent, I was blown away and I had to have it. It is amazing. It will last. It's a sandalwood you can wear literally all year.
Oh, definitely.
I think both of these fragrances are like 4-season scents.
Absolutely. You can wear this
scent-worthy.
any time. And the thing about the sandalwood, it's Indian sandalwood, vanilla, carrot seed, which you do smell the carrot seed in the fragrance, in my opinion. And it also has the musk in it. And we have a lot of women that tend to go for the man fragrance. Yes. So it's very interesting to see like what people gravitate towards.
And I know a lot of guys that like the women.
I do too.
I've actually sold the women's 001 Parfum to men before.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so we have our counterparts, 001 Man and Woman Eau de Parfum. Her one, my one, and let's go. What's your second?
Let's go. Okay. I'm going to kind of depart a little bit from the florals, and I'm going to go with the Solo Mercurio.
Mercurio.
This fragrance is, I always say, it's not for everybody, but whoever it's for you in a major way. Everybody can't pull this fragrance off because, you know, body chemistry just does something different to fragrances, as we know. But with the right body chemistry, this is absolutely magic. It's fire. So again, this is inspired by the Solo. So it's inspired by sun, balance, balance of equilibrium. It is one of my favorites because, again, just the notes in it.
Is this the one with the fig in it?
This is honey tobacco, neroli, and amber.
Whoa. Honey
tobacco. Honey tobacco, neroli, and amber. It is absolutely fire. It's also ideal for someone who likes sweeter scents because there are some people that just like a sweet scent. And with the tobacco, it's everything.
Yes, that's really nice.
It's everything.
And that's not like an ambery tobacco you're expecting.
No.
See, this is what I was meaning about like House of Fresh, because this is also a scent that I could wear in hot weather, even though the ingredients in this would be associated with cold weather.
Yeah.
You know, this is so interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this is very sexy too.
It is. And anybody can wear this scent. And like I said, though, it's a scent. Again, it's not for everybody, but if it's for you in a major way. Like, it's something that people are going to stop you for.
Yeah.
It's something that is so unique. It's so niche. Like, I haven't smelled this scent in any other brand. And I say that about all the scents. And I'm not being biased, for real, guys. Like, if you come and you experience them, you'll see what I mean. Believe me.
This is. I could definitely see this being a compliment getter. You know, it's like to be honest, I look at this as like a really beautiful everyday. You know, like a easy breezy everyday that's just gonna be elevated at the same time, but just something you could throw on like an easy reach fragrance. You know?
Definitely. I love it.
Okay, so. My number 2 is gonna be, and I'm just gonna, I'm like, I don't even know where to go, guys. Like, okay, so I'm gonna talk about a scent that this is 7 from Loewe, and I am a huge fan of this fragrance.
I was torn. That was one of mine too, and I was like, we're gonna have to share this one this one is
7 is so when I first. Oh, by the way, guys, I just want to show you something. The nerd in me just noticed something that I have to share because I like to do that. One of the things that I found really cool about Loewe is how the fragrance sprayers spray. So I'm going to just show you guys, like, you can spray a little or a lot. Like, it's very, very responsive. Like, the trigger is sick. But one of the things that I found, the first Loewe fragrance I ever purchased was a scent called Natural 7.
You told me about that.
Which was discontinued because they don't make it. It's not in the new bottles.
Right.
So I think they scrapped it. I have to be honest, for good reason. It was hard to do.
Wow.
It was a freshie, but with a ton of pepper. So it was completely like when I first bought it, I was really, really a novice. Like, I literally started collecting 2 years in.
Okay.
I got this fragrance and my nose wasn't ready for it. Like, I didn't understand it. I couldn't interpret it properly. My brain was just like broken when I smelled it. It's like, what is this? What is going on here? It was just a berry peppery freshie, you know? And I was not used to it. So I had to like get rid of it. But when I smelled this, I was like, I wish I got this version. I would have absolutely kept this.
It's the truth.
This is absolutely insane. So first of all, it's in a blue chrome-ish bottle.
Yes.
What is the association with this marketing color with the scent itself?
So, for example, again, all of the Botanical Rainbow collection are inspired by elements of nature, right? This particular, the 7 family is inspired by outer space, the mysteries of outer space.
Wow.
So when you come to the counter and you see the 7 collection, it's almost like a midnight, mysterious, kind of like gradient color. So we'll have this color, then we have like a darkish gray color, and then we'll have like a even like brighter like cobalt blue color, right? And then the reason why it has the number 7, we call it the Loewe Siete, is because it's only comprised of 7 ingredients. And if you know about numbers, the number 7 represents completion.
Okay.
Right? And so with this fragrance, it's spice, but it's fresh. So you'll get all of the 7 fragrances have incense in them. They all have incense in the fragrance.
That's interesting.
Yes, they all have incense. So this is red apple incense.
This is incense. Oh man, that
and
is
peppercorn.
I could definitely smell, like, okay, so the spice in this is not aggressive. No. It's beautiful. It's interesting. It also allows it, again, to be worn hot and cold weather. Very versatile. I feel like a lot of Loewe's fragrances could easily be wearable all year. And this is definitely an option that I found very, very unique and interesting for a scent that would you consider it kind of blue?
I would. I think, and what I love about this particular scent, like I said, I was told him, I was like, we're going to have to share this because it's definitely a scent for a woman that doesn't want to smell like floral
or
like
pretty.
She just wants to smell like powerful, and she wants to smell clean and just, what's the word? Something that's just like set apart, like very set apart, very exclusive. Like she wants something that, you know, you'll never guess. Like, oh my God, like that. It's like just like a wild card to me.
100%.
For that type of scent, and I love it. It's perfect.
Very, very beautiful experience, in my opinion, without question. Awesome.
Love it.
What's your 3?
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm going to actually put these two together because one thing that we do in Loewe is we do complementary fragrance pairings. So, and I'll explain a little bit about what that means when you talk about complementary fragrance pairings. And so this is a solo. Again, we know that this is inspired by sun, balance, and then we have air, which aire, right? Aire means air in Spanish. And air is like very clean, light, pure. We classify that as a personal enjoyment fragrance. So this is for like the person who likes to be very discreet with their fragrance. Something that they don't really care if anybody compliments them on it because they're really doing it for themselves. It makes them feel good. It makes them smell good. So it's more about personal enjoyment for this kind of personality and fragrance.
Or if you're like a nurse, a doctor, a person that works in the industry.
Healthcare profession.
You don't want to affect people or annoy people. If you work around really annoying coworkers that always complain about your fragrance, that's a scent that you could get away with at the office.
Yep. If you want to be very, you want to be sensitive to annoying coworkers? Yeah. Any one of the Aire collection fragrances would be perfect for you, right? Now, this is called Solo Ella. And if you come to the counter, you'll see that there's many different fragrances that have Ella on it, right? But the distinction between this one here is that it's a gourmand floral fragrance. So what you're getting in here is you're getting neroli, you're getting pear, green tea, and white woods in this fragrance. It's one of my favorites. This is actually the combination that I wear every day. So if you want to know what I smell like, you can't smell me from there, but if you want to know what I smell like, this is what I smell like, okay?
Oh no, so you layer them.
I'll tell you.
Okay, so
I don't layer because, again, the only fragrance that we tell you or we encourage you to layer is the 001.
Okay.
So now we do complementary. It's a complementary pairing of fragrance. So instead of layering them, what we do is we call them a fragrance hotspot. So you would spray the fragrance that you want people to really smell, like what you're trying to convey about yourself, right? So the solo fragrances are very again, balanced, equilibrium. This one is a floral gourmand, so it's going to be very feminine. And then you have a gourmand, which is like edible ingredients. So if I want my femininity, I want to be more approachable, I'm going to spray this fragrance on my wrists, right? Because when I'm talking and I'm moving my hands, people are really that fragrance is going to transmit. It's
transmitting, guys.
Transmitting,
like literally,
right?
she just did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just catching all that right there.
So you're gonna, and it's a really intentional way of applying fragrance, right? And now this is, as I explained, this is the personal enjoyment fragrance, right? Or even like a fragrance where you want to have a more intimate connection with someone, you would spray this here, and you might spray here, right? So if you're embracing someone, they get that. They get some of that personal enjoyment. They get that it's like a little secret between you and them. Because not everyone is smelling that, but the people who are closer to you are definitely going to be able to enjoy that fragrance as well.
I think this is interesting also, guys, because first of all, the Ella is not a light fragrance. It's not. And it's interesting because the are is something, so I like that. That's really a great suggestion. So you put the are closer to your nose, light, easy breezy, not going to annoy you. You put the aya on your wrist.
Yes.
So this way, both fragrances are mingling in the air at the same time.
You can also put the aya in the back of your neck.
Smart.
So if someone's passing you by, you're passing someone by, and you want to leave them with a little something, you want to leave a trail, you can put the one that you really want to transmit more in the back of your neck. So it's very intentional.
Smart.
Yeah, it's a definitely way to think about when you're applying your fragrances. Instead of layering them, I would encourage you to try the hot spot, and then pretty much your body temperature is different, like in your pulse points. So the way that the fragrance is going to transmit, the way that the fragrance is going to like set and live in your skin is going to be amazing.
I love that. And that's a brilliant way to layer, guys. Like a lot of times we layer fragrances on top of each other, but sometimes allowing fragrances to live next to each other, but not directly on top of each other, is a really great way to experience perfume. That's a brilliant way to layer without literally being a science project. Because sometimes you layer fragrances on top of each other and it shifts the entire composition, and then you wonder why you smell so weird. But doing it like that is a brilliant way. And you don't smell like a department store. You literally, the fragrance literally mixes in the air, so you smell the both fragrances as one, but not like as a mess, which you could create when you spray on top. So I love that consideration. I love the brilliance of putting the lighter skin closer to your neck, putting the more, and by the way, guys, ladies, if you consider this fragrance, I just want you to know, solo aya, they also have an elixir for aya, which is new as well. If you consider this fragrance, if you wear this on a date, good luck. I'm just going to say that. Good luck to the guy or whoever you're dating, because they're going to literally, they will not be able to not smell. They will not be able to keep their nose out of your neck. This is a fragrance that I think men would love to smell on the women in their lives, the special people who love feminine scents. This is just insane. Pretty, easy to wear, clean smelling,
approachable,
very, very approachable. Like it's going to be a compliment getter. Like this is a scent that's just going to get a lot of attention in a good, positive way, I would say.
Right? I agree.
I hunt, like, guys, this is your weakness, gentlemen. I'm just letting you know. Get that for your ladies, and they will love you. I'm telling you. My third is a awesome fragrance, guys. My third is going to be Essentia Elixir. So I love Essentia Elixir, guys. Essentia Elixir is one of the new elixirs from Loewe. There are two.
There too.
Elixirs are now the thing in the world of fragrance. Like everyone has their new elixir now.
Yes, they do.
But I have to say the original Essentia, I love that one also.
Yes.
But the elixir of Essentia takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they smell this, it's familiar to them, but I have to tell you, the scent that people say is familiar to, I would wear this over that. I'm just going to say that. Not because Tannis is next to me. I'm not saying it because she's here. But honestly, I feel like this fragrance is such a bargain for what you're getting compared to the fragrance that people compare it to. The ingredients are absolutely high quality.
Yes.
The scent, I'll put it to you this way. The scent that this reminds me of has a pineapple note. This one doesn't, though. No pineapples at all. What are the ingredients in Elixir, Essentia Elixir?
As E mentioned, there is an original. So the original Essentia is our top selling of the Botanical Rainbow collection.
Wow.
It's the #1 seller. And so what they did was they took it and they made an elixir of it. So if you're a person that definitely likes high concentrated fragrances, elixir is always the way to go for you. I always tell people, you're going to have to literally shower this off because it will not go anywhere. There's a lot of beautiful oils in this fragrance, so it definitely goes right into the skin. So with this fragrance, you're getting smoked leather, you're getting patchouli, vetiver, and also the signature Loewe Accord, which features the Spanish rock rose in this fragrance. It is absolutely it's, again, we talk about our fragrances having personalities. This is definitely someone who likes to be in the outdoors. I describe this as very herbaceous, very clean. And it has, the original Essentia has over 200 ingredients. So we classify that one as the DNA of nature.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. This is going to stay on you forever, guys. It is, again, a fresh, dark, to me, this is a dark freshie. And because of that dark and fresh nature, again, versatile, easy to wear all year, 4 out of 4 seasons. You're going to smell very, very, very sophisticated, but also approachable. I feel like this fragrance is, you could wear this with jeans and a t-shirt, or a 3-piece suit with no problem.
I love that.
It's so, so beautiful.
Yeah.
And again, familiar, but done in a way that doesn't come across like they were trying to dupe something. There is like, I definitely have an issue with dupes, you know, but I love when a brand interprets things in a way, in their way.
Yeah.
And I love that this is a very interesting, unique interpretation
of
Dark Freshie from Loewe. It is awesome. And one of my favorite scents in the store for like just general purpose use, you know.
And it's something that, ladies, you can wear this too.
Easy.
Please just know that you can wear this scent. It's beautiful, and it doesn't take much. You can just put, if you just do a few spritzes, you're pretty much good to go. It's very gorgeous.
But then if you do like to overspray, go for it, you know?
just know that it's going to stick with you all throughout the day. And like I said, this fragrance, you literally have to shower it off because it's so concentrated. And it really lasts. So if you're a person that has an issue with your fragrances not staying on, I definitely implore you to come in and explore the elixir. You will not regret it.
You will not. You will not. And what's your number 4? Oh, I like the way those look over there.
Okay, my number 4. Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna actually do the Agua. So this particular scent, again, we're talking about water, light hitting water. And this is a very different way. I was saying before that all of the Agua fragrances have the citrus in it. And I love this fragrance because it's such a different way to interpret citrus.
Yes.
It's not the usual citrus notes that people would think of when you see this fragrance.
100%.
You probably think of like maybe some lemon, you probably think of tangerine, but you're not going to think of the notes that I'm going to name that is in this fragrance.
Okay, let's go. What is it?
So this is Brazilian pineapple. Okay. Green apple.
Okay.
And Brazilian pineapple, green apple, and there was a last one in there. And I believe it is
blackcurrant?
Blackcurrant, yes. We have blackcurrant in there as well. So let me just spray this for
you. You know what? I find this was also interesting, guys. So this is another citrus scent. Is this considered agua? Okay. So agua drop, agua L, right? Similar colored bottles, except agua drop is just a little bit more sky blue. There's a little bit more green in this one. However, they do not smell anything alike.
Not of anything.
At all. I was blown away by that because you would think citrus, like what can you do with citrus, right? You could do a lot with citrus, and Loewe knows what to do with some awesome citruses.
This scent, we have a lot of men that like to wear this scent to the gym. Like, I know I have a gym fragrance, and it's definitely always one of the Ide collection fragrances because they're so like light and they're super fresh.
Amazing.
But a lot of men love this to wear to the gym because when you smell it, it's so invigorating. It gives you really great energy. It's this very energizing, very invigorating.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And again, it's nothing that I've ever smelled before. There's no fragrance. If you can name a fragrance that this smells like, I'll give you this fragrance. I'll give you a fragrance for it because I guarantee you cannot. There's not a twin scent to this fragrance. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then again, I love the different interpretation of a citrus fragrance in this.
Well, it doesn't come across overly citrus.
No,
at all.
no.
Like it's citrusy, but there's not like it doesn't make you feel like there's a ton of there's not a lot of zest going on. This is juicy citrus, but not zesty citrus. You know what I mean?
Love that.
And it's very airy. Like the name fits the scent. Like whereas drop comes across juicy to me, Arel comes across a lot more airy. You know, so the name is so fitting. Even though it's L, men and women can easily wear it.
Definitely.
There is no manly fresh. There's no manly. There's no feminine fresh. Clean is
clean.
Universal.
Yeah.
Like we're all supposed to be clean, right? I mean,
Agreed.
we should be. You know. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's a gender for clean. You know, I think anyone can smell that way.
I think anybody can smell
And
this way.
that is insane, guys.
It is.
A really,
It's
really
good.
beautiful citrus with a beautiful musky base. Okay, one of my 5 fragrances. The one that I really, really love, Guys. This is called Anonimo, which is anonymous, right?
Anonimo.
In Spanish.
Yes.
Number 7, Anonimo, from the Loewe collection. What I love about this fragrance, guys, I am a huge fan of leathers that you can wear in a versatile way. I love leathers that aren't just confined to hot weather. I mean, cold weather. And this is not like, let's put it like this. I wouldn't wear this on a 90-degree day, but I would wear this in the evening in the summer, spring without issue because this scent is so masculine.
It's beautiful.
So elegant. Like, this is a guy that did very well in life. You know what I mean? This is a guy.
He did something right, huh?
This is a guy who, like, you know, he's successful. This guy is intelligent. This guy is stylish.
Yeah, I was going to say it's great taste, definitely.
This guy, you know, probably smokes a cigar every now and then, you know, because this scent kind of comes across as there's a ruggedness here, but a very, very sophisticated ruggedness. It's a bougie rugged, you know, and I'm really a fan. How would you describe Anonimo?
See, and I love that you said that it can be worn across the seasons. We definitely get more people that come in the fall and the winter to get it because it's like that, you know, that classic leather jacket, that fall leather jacket that you put on. And even if you talk about spring and the summer, those leather loafers that you slip your feet in, that's good quality. You never smelled like a good quality leather. It just has a richness to it.
Yep.
That's what this fragrance gives. And it gives some spiciness because it does also incorporate incense in it too. So you have incense, you have leather. And I think it's very masculine, in my opinion, very masculine forward fragrance. And it's gorgeous. It just smells like good taste. It smells like a very expensive leather, like, you know, that new car, that, you know, automobile, like you get into a car that has a leather interior and it's nothing but the best butter leather. Like that's what you're smelling. If you love that kind of leathery notes, very like buttery, very like indulgent.
Yeah,
this is a fragrance
but
that
it's not over the
going to be good
top.
for you.
You know, it's not like over the top. It doesn't come across like a dense leather.
No, definitely not.
There's airiness to this also, which I like also. There's a lot, it's a very, very impressive leather fragrance, guys, that I think a lot of men who appreciate leather would like. If you're a fan of ombre leather, Tuscan leather, black saffron from Byredo, if you love Orilla from Detique, you definitely have to get your nose on Anonimo. I think this fragrance is absolutely kind of like a hidden gem in the fragrance world because very few people talk about it. I don't think most people even know this fragrance exists. And of course, you wouldn't bump into it unless you come to Bergdorf, and you know Tannis. So I have to say, guys, this is, to me, this is one of the hidden gems in the fragrance world. If you're a leather lover, you must smell it. Let me know, and I'll try to send you a sample ASAP, you know. Yeah. And so you're number 5.
All right, drum roll, please.
Let's go. Let's come on. Like I actually have a air horn.
You do? So this fragrance, I think like this is definitely on cue for the season, getting ready to change. This fragrance is, listen, ladies, If you are out, you're gonna be out in the summer, and you definitely want that fragrance that kind of captures the attention. If you want to be the center of attention, because as I said, these fragrances all have personality types, right?
Yes.
So this is the Loewe Aura Pink Magnolia. So it represents like, whatever is on the inside coming to the outside, right? So if you're more like extroverted person, and again, you want to command the room, this is going to be your fragrance.
Pink Magnolia, like when I have clients in the store that are looking for just like that knee buckler for men, like a fragrance that women can wear that would literally make men go, wow, who is she? Who's that? Where is she? This is that fragrance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It is very, very, very approachable, very modern, very juicy, beautiful fragrance, in my opinion.
It's a very beautiful fragrance. So, and it's eau de parfum. So it's magnolia, vanilla, berries, and you're also getting cotton candy in this fragrance.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just a gourmand, sweet fragrance. It's just beautiful.
You
and again,
bite this.
You do. You just definitely. This. It smells very edible.
You want to bite
so,
this.
I would. I love it. It's always something that I, grab when I'm going out. I love the way that this smells on my skin. I love like a sweeter fragrance. And we're getting to some of our specialty collection fragrances. But I would say, like, if you're not ready for those particular fragrances, this is a great price point.
Seriously.
This is a great price point for eau de parfum fragrance.
Seriously.
And it's a perfect introduction to a sweeter fragrance. If you've never worn anything that was sweet before, come and try Pink Magnolia. I guarantee you it'll definitely become one of your favorites.
Yeah, it's a toothache, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is a sweet, sweet scent.
It's gorgeous.
But this is a sweet scent that you definitely want to bite. It is beautiful. Just a very, very feminine, pretty girl, woman fragrance. You know. If you want to smell beautiful, if you want to just feel confident, if you just want to feel like the most amazing woman in the room, this is definitely a fragrance to consider. I would consider something like this over anything you can find at Sephora personally, because I just feel like this fragrance is so approachable,
it is.
But again, high end and elevated at the same time.
Absolutely.
Really, really lovely option. And now my final fragrance that I wanted to share with you all is the amazing Earth by Loewe. Earth, guys, is earthy. I mean, right? I mean, shouldn't it be if it was called Earth? It has to be, right? But what I love about this fragrance is the truffle note. I'm a huge fan of that because you don't smell like a mushroom.
No.
But it does add a really interesting character to the scent. It adds a really interesting style to the fragrance that I definitely think makes it a really, really beautiful earthy style fragrance.
Yes, it's definitely a fragrance if you want to feel a little bit more grounded, if you want to feel like a sense of comfort within nature. It's your fragrance. It's actually an award-winning fragrance for Loewe.
Okay.
And again, I always say that this particular fragrance, I don't care where you go, you will never smell a fragrance that smells anything like this.
I agree.
I always say
if
I'm liking it to a piece of clothing, it's a cashmere sweater. It's luxury, but it's comforting as well. It's a beautiful fragrance.
Earth, guys, is probably one of the a fragrance that I noticed that no matter who smells it, they like it.
They love it.
I find that to be fascinating. Like, it's that one fragrance that you can always show someone and they'll say, yeah, I kind of like that.
Absolutely.
And I have to tell you, so it's fascinating because Fragrantica refers to it as powdery. I don't get powdery from this fragrance.
I don't get powdery either. But it's also a fragrance when we talk about gender neutral. It's a fragrance that couples can share. Definitely. You can share this fragrance very comfortably. It's going to smell different on both people because of body chemistry and whatnot. But it's a fragrance that you both can share. It has gray amber, LME, pear, mimosa, and then of course it has truffles in it too. And this is actually inspired by what goes on underneath the earth.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. So it's like molten lava.
Well, the Vulcan is like more molten lava, but this is like, you know, when you plant something underground, it's like the mysteries of what goes on underneath the earth. Like truffles are literally pulled up from underneath the ground, and the deeper that you find the truffle, the more pungent it is, the more flavorful it is.
You're a poet, Tannis. Love it. Oh no.
I can't.
Okay, so I gotta tell you all, these are some of the most excellent fragrances, some of the most beautiful scents you'll find in Bergdorf Goodman. I would love to invite you all to try them, but we also wanted to show you a couple of our favorite fragrances from the Loewe Niche collection that I don't even think people even know exist. I was blown away by this line. What would you like to start with?
Just bring them out.
Let's go.
Bring them out.
We have 3 options to share with you guys from the Loewe Niche collection. This is like their high-end niche line. Very, very cohesive with the regular collection, except these bottles are frosted with lovely
marble caps
made of marble with the famous Loewe 4L logo, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So we have La Bella Sibelius, we have Rosalita, and we have Mayrit. I have to tell you, before I got into Pink Magnolia, I was really pushing Mayrit. Mayrit is like my weakness. Women, if you wear this, I will definitely tell you smell amazing. I don't care who you are, because this fragrance is just profoundly beautiful. Definitely in a similar vibe as Pink Magnolia, but I would say that this is even more special, in my opinion. I just find this fragrance, I just want to keep smelling it. It's one of those fragrances, ladies, that again makes an amazing date fragrance, a scent that you could easily wear for any reasons whatsoever. You could dress this up or down as well. Yeah. It's sweet. It's just insane.
It's beautiful. So these particular collection, it's called Un Paseo por Madrid, which means a journey through Madrid.
Okay.
So this is actually, I always like to call these fragrances the heart of the brand, because it is inspired by famous landmarks and also just famous times in history. Wow. So Mayrit is the name that the Arabs gave to Madrid when they came to Madrid. They called it Mayrit, so that's where we get the name from.
See, that's the other thing about Spain. It's so interesting. The cultures that have gone in and out of there. It's fascinating. But yeah, so that was what Madrid. That was Madrid.
That's what the name that the Arabs gave Madrid, Mayrit. They didn't say Madrid, so they called it Mayrit.
For sure.
And so this is orange blossom, jasmine, and you also have amber in this fragrance.
Orange blossom and jasmine. Absolutely amazing.
It's a beautiful fragrance. Every time I wear this fragrance, actually, what he said, every time I wear this fragrance, people literally will stop me and ask me, what are you wearing?
This is just... Wow.
What are you wearing? This is, I mean, chef's kiss. It's done so beautifully.
It is
and so elegantly.
Pretty. Like, so pretty. Like, this is just a woman.
A hell of a woman.
This is the woman. Let's put it like that. She's not a woman. She's the woman in the room with this on.
I agree.
This is just insanity. Now, guys, I want to share with you, like, one of my favorite rose fragrances currently is a beautiful scent called Rosalita. Do not allow that to discourage you, gentlemen, because this is something you can easily wear as well, even though it's named Rosalita.
We actually have a lot of men that wear this fragrance, because you can also, like, some people do like to put different things with their fragrances. Okay. So you can actually put tobacco with this. You can actually put, they wear musk with it. You can really kind of experiment with this particular fragrance, but this is inspired by the rose garden in Spain. I love it. So you're getting 3 different types of roses in here, but you're also getting cinnamon and cardamom. So it's not like when people think of rose, they always say, oh, it's very mature. That's not this kind of rose. Right. This is a very spicy, new-aged rose fragrance.
As hell.
Oh, absolutely.
And guys, you're not gonna smell like grandma's soap. You're not gonna smell like a fancy air freshener or a cheap one. You're not gonna smell like, what I notice is, I'm not a fan of the roses that come across powdery. Yeah, this is not a powdery rose, and it's not one of those jammy roses you'll find in, like, let's say, for instance, MFK's Oud Satin Mood. It's not like a jammy rose, so it's not uber sweet. It's just I like to describe this as like, imagine it rained in a rose garden. Like that scent of like wet earth, that scent of like mineral air, that scent of like roses in abundance, like everything in that garden after it rained. That's kind of like what I smell when I smell this. It is so beautiful, but it's also kind of like a dewy rose, you know?
It's beautiful. It's unlike any rose fragrance I guarantee that you've ever experienced yet. So you have to come in and try this.
It's dark and fresh. Really
It's really
insane. And last but not least, La Bella Cibeles.
La Bella Cibeles. So I was talking about pink magnolia. So if you want something that's a little bit elevated, but you love that sweetness, but you want it a little elevated, I would definitely go for the La Bella Cibeles.
See,
and this is actually inspired by a fountain, a monument that they have in Madrid, and it represents femininity, right?
Wow.
This is gorgeous. This is rose, iris, and vanilla.
Rose, iris, and vanilla. I could have sworn there was something like, is there something, I gotta smell it again, because I could have sworn when I smelled this, I smelled something a little bit grr.
There's musk in there, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just so nice too.
It's gorgeous. It's, again, if you love sweet fragrances and you want something a little bit more concentrated, because these are a little bit higher in concentration than the Botanical Rainbow collection. Also, the special thing about this particular collection is that it's only available in about 31 points of sale around the world.
Wow.
So it's very exclusive. So if you're a person that you want, you don't want everybody to be wearing your scent, definitely anything in the Un Paseo family is going to be for you, because it's very niche and it's hard to get.
Well, you're not going to you're rarely bump into Loewe fragrances out in the world because their brand is so exclusive. You know, that's one of the reasons why I find this brand so interesting. And for a designer house, like I find to be a very special, selling point, to be honest with you. A huge fan of that. You're rarely going to bump into your scent while you're out and about in your day, especially if you don't live in a big city. If you don't live in a big city and you're purchasing Loewe, you are definitely the unicorn where you're from, and you're going to smell insane. Now, we also wanted to share with you, so we shared with you some of our favorite, I guess you could say, designer fragrances from the designer line and the fragrances from their niche collection. But I also wanted to talk to you a little bit, very briefly, about some of the options that you can purchase in the home collection.
Yes.
Which is really, really, really beautiful. So we also have a couple of candles we'd like to highlight. And I'd love for you to share what they're about and what they're made of. And
absolutely,
they're so interesting.
They are. They're beautiful. So the home collection, just like everything is inspired by nature, this is inspired by nature as well. It's inspired by a greenhouse. So it's going to be more lush botanical scents in our home collection. So some of my favorites, and also very seasonal compatible fragrances for home, is going to be your honeysuckle, and we also have cucumber. Now, the thing with these vessels is that they're handmade terracotta vessels. So Loewe is all about craftsmanship. That's also the heart of the brand. It's also one of our values, who we are. We represent craftsmanship. So it's craftsmanship, handmade terracotta vessels, which can be repurposed. So you have luxury, but you also have sustainability. A lot of clients will repurpose them as planters, or they'll use them as cups for like brushes and things like that. But the fragrances, I'm telling you, if you want to feel transported into a garden, these are going to be like your best friends. And again, what I love about the home collection, it's very different to when you think about a home collection. It's not vanilla, it's not amber, it's not citrus, it's botanical. So definitely would suggest you coming and really exploring our home collection.
What is the wax made of?
Oh, it's 100% vegetable wax, so
Perfect.
absolutely environmentally friendly as well.
And safe for you. Guys, always pay attention to the wax that you're burning in your candles. I would suggest trying to focus more on vegetable waxes, coconut or coconut-based waxes, soy-based waxes. If you see anything with the word proprietary blend or blend, they're trying to not let you know what's in them, avoid them. And of course, paraffin wax, they're made from crude oil byproducts. So we're not really sure how safe that is. So I would suggest, especially if you have children in your home, try to avoid paraffin wax products. and focus more on brands that are committed to vegetable, coconut, beeswax, and soy. So six options. And of course, one of my favorite, and guys, I gotta show you this. This, guys, right here, I love incense. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of incense. Loewe makes some of my favorite. They make two incense
kits, and this is definitely for someone who likes a more concentrated home fragrance experience.
Yeah,
they make work. It. Yeah, we have it in the tomato leaf, which is our #1 home fragrance scent.
Love
tomato leaf. So if you want to literally feel like you're transported into a tomato leaves garden, like a tomato garden with the vines, this is like the scent for you. It's one of our signature scents is the tomato, and it's beautiful. It comes with, again, the handmade terracotta Loewe incense tray. So when your incense burns, it just goes into the tray. This is about a 30-minute burn time for this.
Wow.
So if you want something very concentrated and you want to freshen up your space, you want to be transported into a garden, this is going to be for you. So you get about a 30-minute burn time. And these, you're going to get a 20-hour burn time on your small candles.
Guys, so this comes in ivy and tomato leaf.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of both. Ivy, I actually found I like more, even though that's not the most popular of the two, but I just love the way they keep your home. They just allow your home to smell amazing. Yeah. Literally one incense is all you need to light up your entire space. Another thing that I also loved about the incense is that you don't need to even burn them to notice them. If you just have them in the front of your home, in the front hall, you will notice them as soon as you walk in, whether they're lit or not. That's how insane these incense are. Very, very bougie, guys. I love it. I'm just so grateful that you all are here. Thank you so much, Tannis, for sharing Loewe options with us. This is amazing. A very comprehensive video of some of the best options to consider. If you're in the market for Loewe, you definitely should come to Bergdorf Goodman in New York City to experience them. Tannis will always be there manning and handling it, along with Elvis, her right hand down there in the Loewe counter.
That's right.
Elvis is also the man you guys got to know. You definitely have to introduce yourself to them. They're absolutely amazing people. But yeah, I would love to invite you to come through to Bergdorf Goodman. But if you don't have time, message me at simplyputsense@gmail.com, and I would love to share with you samples of options that you might be curious about. I will, be greedy if you want, but be easy too.
I like that.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming through. My next video, I want to share with you the entire reasons. I think you will be very, very happy as to why I've been away for a while. But I'm definitely coming back, and I'm definitely going to be sharing with you some amazing fragrances that I discovered here in Bergdorf Goodman, as well as in my fragrance nerd journey. So I'm really grateful to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm E, and this is the lovely Tannis. We are Simply Put Sense today, and I am Simply OUT. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
It smells amazing in here.
Peace. I know, right? It smells crazy.
So beautiful.
Oh, real quick, I'm curious. Let's see what people are saying. I wish I could check them. I'm in Chicago. Clown balls. I will send you samples. Hit me up.
Definitely.
It's not an issue. Great discussion on the brand. Thank you so much, Micah. Love tomato leaf. Vanilla usually gets me. You know me so much, clown. I can already tell. I was like, oh, yes. New chicks for the Loewe. It's the brand. You have to check them out. I think you're gonna love these fragrances, especially in the upcoming months. It's gonna knock you out. I really want to try Loewe Essentia Elixir. Come on, J Smooth. I have your sample. Just hit me up. Simplyputsense@gmail.com. Guys, again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to share with you more options from Loewe as they release. You'll definitely know about them. But anyway, guys, again, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you the next time. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you for having me. This was amazing.
It was my pleasure.
Oh my
Come
God.
on.
So good.
Take care, guys. Be safe.
Bye.